درود بر همگی. خیلی ممنونم از شیرین شمس برای این دعوت به ویژه برنامه تلویزیونی انقلاب زنان برای سومین سالگرد زندگی آزادی. انگلیسی برای من خیلی راحت تر هست، پس با اجازهتون به انگلیسی ادامه میدم و عذر میخوام از که باهاتون لایو نیستم، اون موقع توی هواپیما هستم، پس باید اینو از قبل ضبط میکردم. As to the question on the influence of women life freedom and the role of women, I can say that it has been an ultimate game changer for Iran and the aspirations of the Iranian people for their struggle for a democratic future. The message was clear from the Iranian people that they do not just want reform, but a complete change in regime. And this was all possible because of the Masajim Na Amini protests inside Iran. The millions of people from across the country, from all socioeconomic divides, from all genders and generations, from all ethnicities and religious backgrounds. Woman life freedom was a cross-cultural storm that hit everyone like an arrow to the heart and shook us to act. I don't want to diminish anyone's role in the movement, but we cannot deny the huge role that women played in sparking the movement. When Gina was struck on the head for improper hijab by the morality police, it was first women that rose up against the brutality. It was women that rose up against compulsory hijab, the gender apartheid system and persecution they live on a daily basis. It was marked in history as the first ever women-led revolutionary movement of its kind. But then it spread like wildfire, touching on all the injustices and oppression Iranians face under the tyrannical regime, and became a full-fledged freedom and equality movement for all. Everyone saw themselves in this Jina movement. The Kurdish slogan, Jinjian Azadi, that we adopted, is no longer a slogan. It has inspired a whole movement where Iranians reached a threshold, a point of no return, where reform is not enough. Only a complete toppling of the current regime and a free, secular, democratic Iran with the rule of law and a constitution based on the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Nothing less. Through our unity and solidarity, we saw many successes. 80,000 Iranians gathered in Berlin, 50,000 in Toronto, and tens of thousands in many other major cities abroad. This showed our politicians, our political representatives in our newfound countries, like I'm from Canada, about the true aspirations of the Iranian people. It allowed them to make that distinction between Iranian and Islamic Republic. This allowed them to loosen their grip with the regime. It allowed for more targeted sanctions on regime officials, like the Massa Act in the US, the Tumaj sanctions in Canada, and others in Europe. It led to the Islamic Republic being kicked off the Commission for the Status of Women at the United Nations, an unprecedented occurrence, and the call for a fact-finding mission on Iran at the UN, something we'd been demanding for over a decade. It led to the IRGC being listed on the terrorist list in Canada and soon to be other countries. It led us to find each other, like-minded people, experts, and those willing to make sacrifices for this important cause. Now we have hundreds of Iranian diaspora groups around the world, networks being built, and more campaigns on the way. I said in another conference yesterday, and I'll repeat it here, the next big moment is around the corner. The death of Khamenei, another military attack, another Jina moment caused by environmental, economic, or societal pressure issues, and we need to be ready. To be successful, we need to identify the various networks, create liaisons between one another. That includes especially those inside Iran. We need to narrow the gap between those on the inside of Iran with those on the outside to coordinate what those inside can't for security reasons. When the time is right, there will be no stopping us then. And until then, we need to strengthen these networks and we need to look within. So I ask each one of us, what skills can I contribute? What value can I add? Each of us has a role, and if we align, we are unstoppable. ممنونم از زحمتتون. به پیروزی. زن، زندگی، آزادی.